Paulie and Renelyn are new sacred space holders and empowered women. Paulie is a conversational life coach, and Renelyn is a certified KonMari consultant. Whether they are spending time with their families or on the go, they give everything, they do their all, and that is why they are the inspiring individuals that they are today.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of In Love With Me, where we feature inspiring individuals who will share their amazing stories. I am your host, Mafae Velasco, and for this series, our topic is Finding Your Why. Today, I'm extra excited because I have my sacred space holder sisters to inspire and empower us today. So let me just share that these women are certified KonMari consultants, a deep conversational coach, and like I said earlier, we're aligned in empowering hearts. So without further ado, let me welcome the beautiful and amazing ladies, Renelyn-Tan Castillejos and Paulie Dürig. Hello, sisters.
Hi.
Hi, Ren.
Hi, Paulie. Hi.
I'm just so happy that you guys said yes to being part of my campaign. You know, I've had this show for majority of 2020, and it is basically to empower others through the awareness of mental health. And I am so blessed to be connected or reconnected, with Ren. Also, I've known for years now, but we've reconnected this year. And thanks to our life coach, Kimmy Lou. If you're watching, hello, Kimmy, and also the care bears of the Sacred Space Holders. We'll talk more about what Sacred Space Holder is all about. But before that, I do want to share these gorgeous ladies right here. So let me ask you guys, first and foremost, to share a little bit of your background. You know, share with everyone how you are the empowered women that you are today. So maybe we can start with Paulie. Hi, Paulie. Can you share with us a little bit of your background?
Yes. So I realized early on, when I was young, that, when you grow up as being part of the LGBTQ community, your opportunities are really slim. And I realized that the only way for you to get noticed and for you to have the opportunities for you to really strive hard. And I did. I tried my very best. God knows. And later on, you realize that, okay, as you mature, you also realize that, okay, I've done enough, but the world is not stopping to ask for more. And I realized, when I was in 2000, when I was in Tokyo, I studied there for a year. And I realized that, okay, the world is asking for my authenticity, for my authentic story. I don't have to be more anymore. I'm done being more. I just have to share to the world who I am. And I started my transformation there, and everything just happened. So that's the reason why I think I'm very empowered today, because I want to share to everyone that you can be who you are, and you are enough. You are enough. Whatever you do in life, whatever your story might be, you are enough.
Amazing. I love that. That you're sharing your true heart. And like I said earlier, we're care bears. We share love to others. And again, before we share more of that topic, Ren, please share a little bit of your background to everyone who's tuned in.
Hello again, everybody. So I am a KonMari consultant. That means that I help people tidy up their homes. But before that, I guess looking back throughout the many years I've spent in this world, there's one thing that I really know, and it is to care for other people. So I did that in different ways. I cared for my sisters, I cared for my family, now I care for my husband, but I also did a lot of work with the nonprofit for youth. So I was part of the NGO community for about 12 years. And at that time, I really just wanted to do my part in terms of how I can make this world a better place. So I know it sounds cliche, but I guess growing up, that's how I saw the world. I had a very happy life with my family, and I also know that not everyone gets to have that. And so, in my own small way, I wanted to work at the United Nations. I wanted to maybe spread my wings a little bit more. And I'm just so grateful that I was able to do that, work with young people, walk in the halls of the UN. And now I am back here in the Philippines. I do my help make the world a better place by actually helping people tidy their homes. And I'm just grateful to have this opportunity to come in as a stranger in someone's home and come out as having a deeper friendship because I know that I've made their homes tidier and their relationships with their family members better.
And that's what's amazing with both of you. I do see that in our workplace, or the chosen workplace, that we have gathered the courage and confidence to really change lives. And like you said earlier, Ren, strangers. I mean, let me ask both of you, what kept you, I guess, how did you reach that courage? How did you reach that point of saying to yourself, I am going to be somewhat of a support. I am going to be a deep conversational coach. I will be a KonMari consultant to others that want to clean up not only their homes, but their lives, their inner strength. Please share that with me, because I think a lot of people do want to know, how can they be as strong and empowered like the both of you? Maybe Paulie, you can start with you.
It all started when I was, I think, 7 years old, really. I was in the church with my grandfather, and we normally go to church together with my grandmother and my grandfather, and I was smacked in the middle. And we're like few inches away from the pulpit because I just really want to see the pastor saying the word. So I grew up in that environment. And then eventually my grandfather asked me, so Paulie, what would you like to become? And because I'm always there at church, I thought that I think it's really cool to speak to everyone in the pulpit. And I get to see the pastor as well counseling people from time to time. So I said, that's also cool. That resonates with me. That sits well. So I said, yes, I think I will be a pastor. So that's what I really thought. But okay, I really want to be a pastor. But then I realized now, of course, you have the cultural landscape and, life becomes difficult when you realize that, okay, it's not really possible. So I said, what is it about being a pastor that I really, really want to do? And I realized that it was really the counseling, to be able to talk to someone, help someone out, have that someone tell their story. And that evolved through years. So when I transferred to the corporate environment, I know we're talking about numbers, statistics, and I was given the chance to manage a set of supervisors. And I realized that it's great to talk about numbers, but most of the time I just talk about their lives. I just talk about their problems and ask them, is your mom okay? Is your father okay? What are the hurdles you're facing through when you're 25 now and you want to have a better career at 27? I wanted really to listen to those stories. And I think that's the reason why that when I arrived in Switzerland, there was really nothing to do because I don't speak French and I can't work in any corporate organizations here for now. So I said, okay, I think I have to go back to that meaning, that meaningful life that I was looking for. Probably not a pastor, but probably someone who can allow someone to share their truth. So voila. And with Sacred Space Holder, with Kimmy, with that certification, it just added a huge amount of toolkit to my current toolkit. So I think that's the reason why that I found my way through that. It's really from the child in me of wanting to be a pastor, but I can't. So I just made it possible in another way.
I love that. How about you, Ren? Where did you find your strength on wanting to heal and elevate hearts and souls of the world?
I guess for me, it came from a place where I was also doubting myself for a long time. And I knew that I had a good way with dealing with people. I know I can communicate with them. But I realized that whenever it was about me, I guess that's where it's hard for me to do something. And so for a long time, self doubt if I were to do something on my own. And then I guess one day I just woke up and I said, I want to also be able to use my talent in a larger scale, in a bigger scope. And I guess that's what happened.
And again, we have to do thank the support that we have daily, right? And I'm sure that you both have people apart from the secret space, apart from Kimmy, or even the three of us. There are huge people that are around you that are always supporting what you want to do. And we do talk about that in the past. How many months have we been seeing each other or talking to each other, weekly? And to me, I just feel inspired by how you guys share your story on who your strengths are. Maybe can you share who they are and what are also the daily habits that you guys do to make sure that your cup is full, or you just have the energy and strength to make sure that you can fulfill the needs of others. Ren naman. Sige, Ren.
So for me, I guess whenever I think of other people, what comes to mind is how can I help given the talent that I have? And I always remember how I was before I decided to be empowered. And so I knew I wasn't a happy place. There's every time there was self-doubt in my mind, I didn't think that I could do it. So I said, well, if it's either a choice, it's a choice for me either to stay how I was before or do something about it. And so when I decided to make that choice, I felt that I was getting closer to my purpose.
Paulie, I know you talk endlessly about the love of your life and also your children. Please share. Are they the only ones that keep you glowing, or is there other things that you do to make sure that daily that you are able to balance?
Yeah, I think I've talked excessively about it, so I apologize. But
no, it's amazing,
No,
we
but
have to share our blessings.
right. I think to me, and I think, and this is still a practice that I do up to now. I try my very best to, number one, probably people find this cheesy, but I know people have their ways to fill their cup, right? But for me, I always look forward to probably saying a little prayer prior to every session that I do, and then summarize my day with a prayer.
Mhm.
And I also journal. Journal allows me to give a good understanding as to how my day went. And it's also a good way to evaluate whether I am just spreading myself too thin or I can still give some more of myself. So I think those two worked well. And I've learned that from Kimmy on how to journal and how to cast and recap the day. And that really helped me. That really helped me align where I need to go, as well as really project what will happen and be very mindful. So yeah.
Yes.
So prayer and journaling.
Yeah, I really do. Those are amazing tools and daily habits to have, right? And as a deep conversational coach, I mean, the title itself seems like it's so intense. And you, with your calm voice, with your amazing aura, I really want to know, I'm sure Ren wants to know also, what is your, how do you not absorb people's stories that are obviously very intense for them to be guided by you?
Right. I think one good step, or probably the most practical step first, whatever you want to do, deep conversation coaching or have an intense conversation with someone, really like truth, let your truth speak per se type of conversation. One thing that you have to arm yourself with is never judge. You don't judge. You don't create stories in your mind because she is telling a story and you're trying to continue that story in your mind. you're trying to interpret and reinterpret that story in your mind. Because the moment you reinterpret that story in your mind, it means to say that you're welcoming that story in through you. And that's when it will affect you. So whenever I feel like, after 2 minutes, I'm getting a bit emotional or my shoulders are heavy, then it means to say that I'm welcoming that story in. And you don't have to welcome that story. And I welcome that story because I gave it meaning to me, meaning I attached an emotion to it and said, oh no, that's terrible. That can never happen to me. But it's not my story, it's her story. But humans as we are, we have I don't know, probably it's an automatic reaction that we reinterpret someone's story as our own. Probably we can term it empathizing, but you can't empathize to each and every client because you will be depleted. So you have to understand when to empathize and when not to empathize, and be that person, be that sounding board for them, and be that sounding board for them. Amazing. So I think that would be the key for me.
And Ren, how about you?
For me, of course, every time I need to go into a home and help them declutter, what helps me at the beginning is to make sure that I am okay. I have no particular issues, because whenever I enter into a home, I don't know what I'll find. I don't know how heavy or how light the energy that I find in the home will be. And so it's just very important that whenever I go and visit my client, I know that I am okay 100%, so that I'll be able to provide support to them and be able to declutter all of the things that need to be decluttered, which also means that as a coach, as a KonMari consultant, it's not enough that I bring in just the tips. It's most important for me that I also come in and be able to listen to them very well, and be also able to understand that I am in their home, I am in their special place, that hopefully I'll be able to help make a little bit better after I leave.
I love that. I mean, both of you, of course, have the strength and energy and courage, today. And that's the reason why we're here, spreading the goodness so that everybody can be inspired by your journey. But was there I think we did touch on in the beginning when you guys were introducing yourself, a little bit of your background. But is there a moment in your life that you really did feel the self-doubt? And if so, how did you overcome that? Paulie.
Paulie.
Oh. Okay, Ren, go.
Go, Ren.
No, for me, when I heard your question, what came to my mind was the reason every time I'd feel self-doubt was times when I would compare myself to other people. And I didn't know that I was self-sabotaging myself that way, because I felt that in order for me to be better, I want to see how I was doing in comparison with others. But I realized that that's not a good way of loving myself, because I can never be another person. I can only be myself. And so when I learned that very simple but powerful lesson in my life, I guess that's when things changed. I decided to compare myself to my version yesterday. And so I guess to anyone who's experiencing self-doubt, that's what I can recommend. Stop the comparison. Just look at yourself and look how you were yesterday and compare it to today.
And Paulie, share with us, how did you find the strength of overcoming self-doubt?
I like how Ren put it, because it's also one of the things that I really want to highlight. It's about comparison to others. And I think the comparison, because of the advent of social media, extremely became very inevitable, because you get to see what others are doing. So you get to compare. So when I transferred to Switzerland, I actually deleted my old account, and it was out of social media for 2 years, because for like 6 months, I was just really just looking at what people are doing back home. And some of my friends were getting promotions, and some of my friends were like having kids and celebrating. And it was like, And what am I doing at home? I'm just at home. I'm not doing anything productive. And I realized that, okay, I'm in a new world and I need to understand my new world. So instead of living in the Philippines, I need to live here and I need to understand my life here. So I said, okay, let me just step out of social media. I deleted social media and I really found my way. And eventually, because of that, I realized that, oops, this my passion of really knowing someone else's story is my passion. So let me harness that and I'll go back to social media when it's time to go back to social media. And I think because of the pandemic, I'm pushed to go back to social media just to let my family know that I'm still alive. Number one, that I'm alive.
That's important.
True. And of course, I also want to, share to people what I do and probably help them out too. And I was surprised that yes, people are very, very in need of help. And because of the pandemic, because everybody's practically lost because they don't know what to do now. The schedule that they have on a day to day has been disrupted. So I guess it just came at the right timing. So yeah, self doubt, quit social media if you can.
And we want to be connected, Paulie, if you were not on social media.
Correct.
Right? I guess it's the balance. I mean, I know now a lot of the youth, and even, people our age or older are on social media to connect with family, to make sure that everybody is safe. But at the same time, just balance it. Make sure that you are checking social media to uplift you, right? Right? Not to as humans, they're naturally sometimes affect emotions by comparing ourselves to others. I made that mistake yesterday too. I'm a good friend of mine saw this passing and he said, great, yeah, but my other friends who also gave looking better. And he's like, stop, right? Mafae, that's not you. And I'm just like, wow, what happened? So I'm glad I was able to acknowledge that first. I'm like, don't do that. That's not you. But I'm glad that you ladies shared that. And again, like I said, as women now, I want to know, as women now, there are days that we do have off days. I guess it's a known fact. And I am okay to admit it that we are more emotional than men. But when you do have your off days, wearing many hats, as a mom, as a business owner, as a wife, how do you guys balance that? And how do you snap yourself out of that feeling that, oh my gosh, this is not the right thing to feel? Even though we feel sluggish, we have no control of what's going on with our bodies, but what do you ladies do to make sure that snap out of it? Ren, maybe you can go ahead first.
For me, feeling is very important. And I guess it's hard to start your day not knowing what you need to do. So that has been very helpful for me. So before, like for example, the night before, I'll just try to look at my planner and see, okay, what is my priority from my personal life and my professional life. And of course, there will always be surprises, especially at this time. But I've seen the value of just being able to mentally prepare a day before for myself. And I've tried not doing that in the past, and I've seen the difference. So in my case, I'm old school in the sense that I still use a paper planner. So maybe to the others who are more digital, you can use whatever's your preference. But scheduling to me is very important. And in that way, I also have to remember to schedule time for myself. Because in the past, I've seen that I was scheduling a lot of time, a lot of meetings with other people, and I noticed that there was no time for myself. And when I incorporated my me time in my schedule, I became more productive.
Paulie?
I think it's really important as well to, as what Ren said it. I'll probably just rephrase it differently. I always say have a date with yourself. It's okay to not be with anyone. You don't have to feel bad because this is surprising. I've talked to quite a number of people with one-on-ones and all, and they all feel guilty of spending 20 minutes of their day or probably 20 minutes per week of not doing anything. They always felt like, no, 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 I have to do something. I have to look after my kids. I have to prepare something. I have to hustle. And that word hustle just became very toxic to my ears because I hear that all the time. Like, Paulie, we need to hustle. It's like, I'm not really sure if that would sit well to me now. That word hustle, it became very toxic. That people are just stretching themselves too thin. So to Ren's word, yes, have a date with yourself. Schedule yourself. Put yourself inside that planner. 20 minutes, time for myself, not doing anything. Look at your ceiling if you want to for 20 minutes. Not doing anything, not even like having coffee. Wala. Just like titig lang galore. And you can do that. Uh-oh.
Hi, BFF. Thank you for tuning in. You know, that's good that I can do something true. And I agree with you. I think I felt that track also. Do we hear that? There. Hi. Okay. And I was also feeling that way. You know, I was telling myself, no, I have to make time for each of my child, for my husband, I have to take time. And then, like I said, I spread myself. And that's when I realized, okay, I can meditate for 3 minutes. I can exercise by myself for 8 minutes. And when I started to do that, it became, wow. You know, that's when I gained the energy back again. And then it wasn't like a chore of having to spend time with the kids. It was out of love. You know, I was like, okay, yes, I'm happy. Instead of, okay, 5 minutes with you, done. Next child, 5 minutes with you. It wasn't like that anymore. It was very intentional, you know, and it's true what both of you say, that you need to date yourself. You need to make time for yourself, even if it's just staring at the wall, not thinking of anything. And this might be like a, you know, another level of meditation, but I can share with you. I am practicing the gong healing meditation. So give me this nice healing vibration. And apparently when you listen to that, it's like a version of 8 hours sleep, even though it's only 5 minutes, or you can go for like 20 minutes. It's funny, I did this earlier before I had your interview, and I found it on, there is this app that I use, Insight Timer. But then apart from that, my son was using my phone, so I found another, you know, short version on YouTube. And it was only 30 minutes because I knew I had to get ready for the interview. And then all of a sudden I was just relaxing. And then I opened my eyes and I looked at my son. What's happening? And he goes, oh, Mom, you were out for like 30 minutes. And I was like, oh my gosh. Because it was just so, it was balancing the nerves, your cells, your just everything. And now I feel super energized. And so I was like, okay, guys, I'm ready. When you're ready, let's go. So to encourage, if you haven't tried it yet, guys, is gong healing. Just listening to different vibrations. But yeah, thank you, ladies, for sharing that. I mean, I do appreciate, you know, the honesty, because people need to hear this right now. Yeah, go ahead, Paulie.
So sorry, because I was so interested with gong healing.
Yes.
One thing that I realized is that I know that not a lot of people have that luxury to spend for like 20-minute rest, 30-minute rest. I did this to Yona, and Yona loved it. I realized Yona told me the day after that, Paulie, I had a very deep sleep. And I didn't even have to roll my eyes. So probably just a technique that I want to share. And this is also what I learned from my hypnosis school, that you can put yourself into quick hypnosis, in quick trance. When you put yourself in quick trance, technically you're sending yourself to sleep. This is the feeling when you're about to sleep. So all you need to do is roll your eyes up. It's like you're looking at your eyebrows. You can do that with me if you guys like.
We might fall asleep right now.
No, you won't. You won't. But it will just calm your nerves down, just in case for the moms out there, for the people out there who just wants to.
Yes, guys, let's do it.
Yeah. So look at this. It's like that. And then you need to look at your fingers, and your fingers should be up there. And then give yourself or breathe 3 times. And every time you breathe, you will feel that your eyes are fluttering. If your eyes are fluttering, then it means that hypnosis is coming up on you. And on the 3rd breath, you just have to close your eyes, do this, and then just look down. And trust me, you'll be very sleepy after. That's what I do in the plane. When my husband can't sleep, I tell my husband, okay, it's time for a quick magic, and then he sleeps.
You guys can do that. That's a good one. Yeah, Yona is saying, get ready. 3 ladies are going to sleep. We'll do that later. But again, guys, that's an amazing trick, or not trick, sorry. It's an amazing tool to have, especially for the ones that are overthinking right now. I know there's a lot of people who are stressed, and, please just know that there is hope still. As long as you follow the protocols, as long as you take care of your health, like what these ladies are sharing with you today, I do suggest that you follow their lead, or even reach out to them. I have their social media here on the bottom, and I know these ladies are more than happy to answer questions and give you advice, because they have been such a inspiring support for me. And for sure, for all the people who tuned in, who are also part of the Sacred Space certification, headed by Kimi Lu. We have Yona, we have Tin, hi ladies, and teacher Michelle. Thank you guys for supporting us. So Paulie, and perhaps you can share your experience and why did you join the Sacred Space certification, so that everybody can get to know a little bit of what they can do if they want to enroll also.
So for me, when I read the word sacred space, I initially thought, wow, that might be very helpful for me, since I deal a lot with spaces and homes and offices. And that was the initial thought that I had. I didn't realize that the sacred space certification was so much more than being able to fix a physical space. It's actually having the tools and the ability to make any place, anywhere, virtual or in person, a safe space for other people. And I guess at this time, at this day and age, it's very important to be able to build trust with other people using different tools. We have the mind, body, spirit framework, and I know that knowing that all of the things and all of the tools that I have with me now supports that trust and supports a community wherein I'll know that my clients or other people who deal with me will be able to trust me and hopefully be a better individual as well. So I really recommend the Sacred Space certification for anyone who just wants to be able to improve their own skills, as well as how they can make, I think, the world a better space for all of us.
Yes, exactly. And Paulie?
Yes, so it was, to me, Sacred Space was the missing piece of what I'm doing. Because I thought that, okay, it's cool, sit down with someone and then, okay, tell me more about your problems in life. And they will share. They'll be very happy to share for 2 hours with you, nonstop. I said, okay, but this isn't just too much. There should be like a quick stop somewhere, or probably a way to prepare them for it energetically. And I was looking at Instagram, and then I saw Kimi's profile. I investigated and stopped. What is she doing to people? Okay. And I watched her IG live too, watched it talk with Martine and Kimi, and realized that, yeah, this is cool. This is what I'm looking for. So when she initially shared that Paulie were running this certification program, I even asked for the curriculum. And she ignored me. No, not really, but she was like, "Oh, just trust the process." I was like, "Okay, I will trust the process, but I don't really know Kimi, and I don't know anyone in the group." But I said, "Okay, well, let's just trust the process and see how things will unfold." And I said yes to it, and I did it. And I was only expecting 5%. 5% of what she did was to me was like, okay, I think this is it. But no, she gave so much more to us. So I think that's the beauty of Sacred Space, is that I now have an additional things that I can do in my toolkit and the approach that I do with my clients. And at the same time, I met like-minded people. And I said this numerous times. I don't feel alone now, because before I really felt so alone. Like, am I doing this, or am I going crazy, or what? And I met you guys, and I said, oh, okay, if I'm crazy, then at least I'm not alone.
Join the club.
Waiting for you.
Oh, it's a club now.
Yes, yes. But I do agree with both of you. You know, you trust the process, and like what our life coach says, Kim Lu, you're at the right place at the right time. And that's something I heard from her 6 years ago, and it stayed with me. And every single time that I would attend a workshop of Kimmy, or just be in her, you know, in her presence, you know, she became such a close friend and a family to my family. I was so happy to get to know you, Paulie and Ren, of course, again, reconnected in a more, I feel like, more sacred level, as well as the, you know, our Care Bear group. We call ourselves Care Bear guys because of, you know, if you don't know who a Care Bear is, please Google it. But Care Bears are a positive light to others. You know, bears that shine rays of happiness and love. And so that's what we do, and that's what both these beautiful women do together with the Sacred Space holder, and also separately in their respected titles. So again, ladies, please share again how they can find you or follow you, or any upcoming workshops that you might have in your own respected you know, companies. I know also Ren invite everyone to the Glass House in Batanes.
Yes, I hope that's my dream. Maybe to our viewers who are watching, what's the Glass House? But maybe just sharing my dream that I hope to retire in a glass house in Batanes. But seriously, in terms of those of you who'd like to ask for some tidying tips, and if you'd like to join any of my workshops, I hope you can visit me at World of Yorokobi. That's on Instagram. And Yorokobi is a Japanese word for joy. And right now, I guess that's what I'm sharing to the world in this time where we need it most. Sharing the joy that isn't compared to other people now, but it's really an internal joy that I have, so that hopefully other people who experience this kind of joy will find their own joy as well. And I'd like to invite all of you. We have an exciting workshop coming up with, of course, Mafae and Paulie. So we're excited to just bring to you a little bit more of what we do, and hopefully we'll be able to spend such a wonderful time together as we get ready for 2021.
Yes, and Paulie, please invite them to how they can be supported by you, any upcoming workshops or anything that you have to make sure that others are also guided by your amazing knowledge. And I feel like even getting to know you at this time, there was virtual hugs happening. We feel it, but we express it through our love and light, and also our voices. But please go ahead and invite everyone.
Thanks, Mafae. So you can find me on Facebook. It's The Sacred Space Vo. And also in Instagram, it's the same, The Sacred Space Vo. For everyone wondering what Vo is, it's like, Paulie, how do you say this? The Vod or Vo or Vaud? So you can say Vo. It's a region in Switzerland. It's one of the 5 French-speaking regions in Switzerland. So it's VAUD, that's Vo, so The Sacred Space Vo. You can drop me a message. How it normally goes, people would normally just message me and say, hey, Paulie, I want to talk to you about something. And that's when I say, okay, I can book you a schedule so that we can just have an initial intake of what it is, and then we will plan your program. Each program is different because people have different needs. Normally, I go for like twice a week meetup, or sorry, twice every month of meetup. But for others, they prefer once a week, and it really depends on what you wish to work on. Um, there's actually quite a lot of problems people are sharing me these days. You'll be very surprised. So I'm not surprised anymore. So if you feel that, oh no, I cannot share this to anyone because nakakahiya and this is like too much, there's no too much. Share muna. So find me, guys. And for the workshop, I think for those who attended the first workshop with the other Care Bears, this workshop that we're planning is an expanded version of that. So more talking. So everybody loves that. So that will be upcoming before 2021, definitely.
Yes. Labas niyo lang is what Paulie is sharing here. You guys need to get it out. And if you want to have a safe space, a sacred space, we're here for you. You can just reach out, of course, again to my Sacred Space Holder sisters right here, Paulie and Ren, and also the ones that tuned in. There's 12 of us total. So, you know, you have options. And we're all, are equipped with the tools that Kimmy has shared with us. And for the ones who have experienced Kimmy's workshops, you know already what's entailed with that. So, of course, ladies, I know we can talk on and on and on. And I would love that because, you know, Paulie being in Switzerland and Ren and I here in the Philippines, it's just such God's blessing. We're able to still be connected through online. And thank you, Lord, for the great connection today, apart from our, I think we feel like we're in Batanes Caves, or is there caves there? with the little echoes kanina. Okay lang, it still was an amazing interview for me. So with my final question, ladies, as our topic is finding your why, can you please share to the audience and to everybody tuned in that what is your why? And what inspires you to keep pursuing that? We can go with Ren first.
My why is very simple, and it's to really leave this place a better one as I found it. And ever since I was young, I was trying to ask myself how I do that. But now I'm grateful that in the past 2 years, it's been so clear. And I guess God wants me to do the micro level right now, to actually go into homes and make sense of maybe someone else's clutter. And there's one time that a friend of mine asked me, do you really want to do this for the rest of your life? And I said that, well, right now, I know that I'm good at it. And I know that I'm not just helping people tidy their homes. I'm able to actually ask them, what is it that you want in your life? What is it that you value? And if you know the answer to that, make sure that you surround yourself with all of those items in your home so that you get out of this, that you get out of this world making happier and nicer and not doing anything bad. So for me, that's my big why now. As I said earlier, when I was in college, I took up political science. I wanted to help save the world. And so I guess I don't do it at the United Nations now. I just do it in people's homes. But I'm happy that's my very small contribution to world peace. And that's my why right now.
Thanks, Red. Paulie.
My why I'm doing what I'm doing. I always go back to, you have to learn how to speak your truth in order to live your truth. If you cannot verbalize your truth to other people, or probably just to me, or to others, or to your parents, then it will be very difficult to live that truth. So it starts with speaking, and then living that truth follows. So that's always my why. You have to be the best expression of yourself, the best version of yourself. Especially now with the advent of social media, we can filter everything. We can create stories, and we can create and curate a different life. But that's not your truth. So please speak your truth, and then eventually live your truth. So that's my why.
Yes, amen to that. And again, ladies, thank you so much for being part of my campaign and just hearing your voices again. Seeing your faces, this makes my heart whole. And I'm sure everyone also tuned in are inspired by you. To the viewers on Facebook, thank you so much. Of course, our Care Bear family and also the Kumu community who's tuned in. Salamat po, and make sure that you do follow Renelyn and Paulie and their journey because they're ready to support you in whatever that is that you are going through. Whether it is positive or negative, guys, we are here to make sure that you elevate and be the best version of yourself. Or let me rephrase that, better version, because it's a non-stop, continuous learning. Right, ladies? Love you so much.
Thank you so much.
And we are cooking something up for you all. So make sure that you watch our social media feed. We'll make sure to also post it here on the Management and In Love With Me series so that you can see and book your seat in our amazing space that we will create for you. So thank you, ladies, and have the, I guess the for Paulie, is it daytime already or?
Yes, it's 10 in the morning. 10:50.
Okay, so have a great day ahead, and Ren, have a great night, and the rest of the night, and everyone, you know what to do. Actions speak louder than words, and thank you for tuning in this episode of In Love With You.
Bye.
Thank you for watching In Love With Me series.